Before this video starts, let's get something straight. I have a terrible mentality. However, that doesn't mean I can't give advice on mentality. It just means I suck at taking my own advice. But maybe you can. So if you know me and you're about to message me, oh, why, OSCI, you of all people, are you giving advice on mentality? Shut up. That's why. That's why. Let's get that out of the way. Do not message me that. It's very annoying. I have been playing video games my entire life, and so has my younger brother. And I was playing a game with him the other day, and it got me thinking about a situation that's happened dozens of times between us. Let me know if this sounds familiar. The natural evolution of playing a new fighting game goes something like this. Hey, let's play this game. Okay, sure. Then as you play, somebody finds the button or input that wins most interactions between you two, and somebody cuts in to say, God, stop spamming, it's so lame, or stop doing that, it's unbeatable. Then you quit forever. Well, what if I told you that this isn't the problem? It's actually this. Now, you might be wondering, and you might not, because this is an insane thing to think, but for the sake of the argument, let's say that you're wondering this. If an option is unbeatable, then why should you keep playing? And that's where the mentality flaw is found. It's not unbeatable. If it was, you probably wouldn't have started playing at all. Something that we ragers need to keep in mind is that these games are played competitively and are typically very popular. Most people would stop playing the game if there was an unbeatable option. And matter of fact, some games, it's kind of a bad thing how much players rely on balance patches taking out unbeatable options. Today I'm going to be talking about two types of competitive fighting games that, despite having lame, easy to spam options, are still played by massive amounts of people. Street Fighter 6, since I would say it's probably the most bare bones fighting game. This game, whatever it does, it's probably just a condensed, watered-down version of the general zeitgeist of fighting games. In Street Fighter 6, my little brother plays Guile. Guile has a projectile called Sonic Boom. It can get very annoying if you don't know how to beat projectiles, but also Guile has a pretty good grab that can be very annoying punishment if you get too close and whiff an attack. So I ended up losing a good bit to what I would consider spam. I know that Justin Wong does it, but he's the Wazzler, alright? The Wazzler do as the Wazzler do. I don't need to play him and I don't need to enjoy playing him. Then eventually I picked up Cammy and learned a couple basic combos and options. Typically ones that beat out Sonic Boom and Grab, like Spin Knuckle, or jumping, or, throw breaking. And now I win every time. This isn't a joke. Every single time that I play against my brother, I win. Another example would be my stepfather. He's a very old school player in the fact that he used to play this game in arcades a while ago, and he plays Chun Li, who, if you know Street Fighter, is kind of the day one, I don't want to learn quarter circles, but I still want to have a fucking insane anti-air and DP and shit and projectile. He's definitely a bit more of a spammer, and he gets rewarded way more for it. You see, the difference here between my little brother spamming projectiles and stuff and my stepfather pressing buttons is that me and my little brother enjoy fighting games. We've been playing for a long time. We watch Evo. We're very cognizant of how we're playing and how it affects the game. So in our minds, even though we might be playing lame, we're still thinking about our options. We're still thinking, he's going to jump here, let me step back, wait for a whiff, then I'm going to grab. Or he's playing far away, let me throw out a couple Sonic Booms as I approach. However, my stepfather doesn't just spam. He is random. He doesn't have an obvious pattern that I can just spin knuckle at the same time every time and just approach. He doesn't grab every time you're near. He doesn't jab into fucking rising kick, whatever Guile's rising kick thing is, whenever you're just a little bit out of range. He doesn't do that. He flails. So you would think, if you can't memorize his pattern and beat it out, maybe that's bad. Maybe that's the problem, is that it's so easy to spam with Chun Li. And that's true. But what if I told you that this game and all fighting games have a way of beating the random spam too? Every fighting game has this. It's called frame advantage. In its most basic form. Whoa, it's me, Retake OSCI. It's me, everybody's favorite character. I'm the guy who shows up when I need to do a retake because I decided to go super off script and fucking ruin the whole fucking flow of the video. Whoa, it's me, everybody loves me. I'm the crowd favorite. Okay, anyways, what I'm trying to talk about here is frame advantage, and I rambled for like 3 minutes for what is effectively 2 sentences in the original script. All you need to know, if I attack somebody on shield and I can act first after that attack on shield, I have plus frame advantage. If I attack after them and they can punish me, I have minus frame advantage. Okay, time to go back to the future timeline that we all know about. We all know about the future timeline and the Pokemon Wars and the Lions, and they lost. The Lions lost. The Lions lost. Sorry. And look, I am not a person who will tell you to go look up all the frame data and memorize all these patterns, because ultimately this is a game that you're playing for fun. You want to enjoy yourself when you're playing a video game, I get it. But there's ways to learn frame advantage just off of feel. Unless you're playing Bison, because fuck that. Most games have moves that just hit very fast. Usually jabs are like frame 4, and like Tekken, I think all jabs are like frame 10, right? Like there's a minimum amount of time that it will take to do a thing, and there's usually a fast option. So if your opponent is just fucking ripping moves on your block just over and over again, eventually they'll hit like a heavy move, a move that like makes the screen freeze a little and like shake a little bit. At that point, press the fucking jab button. Unless you're playing Bison, because his jab, it like hits you, and then you're like, oh, this is taking a long time. I should be able to like block now, and then he'll hit you again. And then he'll do that like 3 more times into a fucking scissor kick or whatever it's called. Fucking Bison. Yeah, you can maximize the odds of you getting frame advantage by just doing the move that you would do if you had it. That way, if you get hit, you know, oh, I literally cannot respond to this. If you don't get hit and you hit them instead, you know every time that they're doing this combo, after whatever move you hit them after, you can hit them. You could parry even. In Street Fighter, parry is frame 1. So if you just are getting fucking comboed and you just hold the parry button, it'll come out frame 1 and you will perfect parry the next attack that you can. If you're like already in a combo, right? If there's a gap, you can perfect parry the thing, which will give you time to back up or punish, because perfect parry is super advantageous on hit. My point here is that in games with large, thriving communities, there's typically an option to beat bad random spam, because the game developers know that it's bad and random, because they have to playtest the game and they'll figure it out, and then they'll just put it in the game like, oh, you can beat it with this option. If there isn't a way to beat the bad lame options, the best part about modern fighting games is that they can be patched. The developers are typically very competitively interested and willing to support it, and they will change something if the best players in the world can't find a way around a lame option. It needs to be changed. Just like +2 frame advantage on like the opponent if you parry. It's extra fucking minus if you hit a block. Like they'll just like change little things, and it'll make it so it's easier to find ways around it. They won't just remove it, but they'll make it easier to find ways around. That's why people play the game, because if something is genuinely broken, the developers will fix it. But what about games that don't have competitive developer support? Or, aren't modern games? Let's talk about Super Smash Bros. Melee, baby. That's right, this video is about Melee the whole time. Let's fucking go. Get fucking owned, because I am, and will always be a Melee player first. Unless you beat me, in which case I'm a Street Fighter player. Get fucked. Here is my friend, Marbs. Marbs is a Falco player. We've gotten into the game around the same time, but she is better than me by a pretty noticeable amount. And I say it's mostly because she found her character's best spammable option laser. This is laser camping. It's an option in competitive Melee where you play the character Falco, who has a laser gun that he shoots, and if you get hit by the laser, you're stunned for a short amount of time. You're stopped moving. Any move you do is stopped. You're fucked. If you decide to keep your distance from the opponent by running around and circle camping and just moving around the stage in a way where you're avoiding all hits, and then you continuously shoot lasers to stall out their ability to approach you, you're doing what's called laser camping, and it's very lame. But it wins against certain types of players. And she wins all the time exclusively because of this. Ignore it, don't look at the background. No, it's laser, she's laser camping. It's not because she's better. Just don't look at the back. If this option takes no skill, is incredibly spammable, and is on a character who, in my opinion, is probably top 5 without the move. Why is this game extremely popular and still beloved 23 years after its creation? How the fuck? Oh, it's because of this and this. Maybe I am just bad. Fuck. Oh fuck, I owe her an apology. It's fine. It's because Melee is a game that has been played for 23 years. At the top level, this game has been broken down to its fucking atoms. People don't need to pray for patches. We can just go in and say, okay, this option hits at this point. Oh, here's a thing in the game that if you do it like this, it responds in that way. And it beats out the option like this. It's just that easy. Like, it really is just easy. If Melee didn't have a way of beating laser camping, we would not play it. But trust me, we would not play it. We hate the game already. Competitive games aren't competitive without competitive players. And players don't want to play something that isn't fair. You might get a while out of them before they realize it, but if it's not fair, they'll quit. So if you're playing a new game because it's popular, just know that it's popular for a reason. I would say on both ends, spamming is lame. Because it's lame to do, it's unfun. But maybe instead of calling them out for being lame and telling them to stop spamming and quitting forever, maybe you just keep it to yourself and say, okay, they want to spam, it's fair game. Let me learn what beats it. I mean, if they're not approaching you and playing, that gives you a lot of time to test out options. And when you find the right one, you'll start winning. Thank you for watching. This video took a longer time than normal to get up because I had to change this green screen that is incredibly small. Like, look. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is awful. I also bought new lights, so hopefully the lighting is a little bit better. I have a light back here to hopefully add some, like, depth to it. But it's fallen a bunch of times, and I think the camera has been unfocused for the entire video. I'm gonna be so fucking mad if the camera was unfocused for the entire video. I need a second person. I need somebody else. Anyways, here's a graph. Whoa, look at all the people who aren't subscribed. Please subscribe. Please do it. Just please subscribe. All right, goodbye.